going on, you guys? It's your boy Alex West Collects here, bringing you another figure review. And today we're taking a look at the McFarlane Toys Batman the Animated Series Robin. This line is exclusive to Target. It does retail for $29.99, a little pricey for a figure that is really small in stature. You can see they are significantly smaller than your standard DC Multiverse figures from McFarlane Toys, but you do get the Build-A-Figure pieces to collect and build the Condiment King here. Personally, not something I was interested in. I did pick up Batman. I did just review him in the prior video, so if you guys missed that, go back and check it out. But I saw Robin on shelves. Originally, I just was like, all right, for 29 bucks or 30 bucks, I'm just going to grab Batman. And I just couldn't walk out the store without Robin. I love this cartoon as a child. I loved Robin. I know Robin gets a lot of flack amongst other, fans, but Robin is pretty badass in my opinion. I'm a fan. This cartoon version was an awesome version. I really do like the long tights and the red. Just really popped. You can see this figure does have what they're calling toon shading, which is really just the cell shading. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of that. I did collect the old DC collectibles or DC Direct Line, whatever it was. I feel like it was so long ago. And I had a few set figures from there. At one point, I feel like they were really clearancing them out at GameStop. I remember buying the Batman with the Bat Cycle. I think it was like maybe 20 bucks. This was like pandemic time, and the prices for these figures that were prior release are through the roof. So I'm glad that we're getting them back with the McFarlane line. And they really do seem to be the same style, same design. So I'm kind of curious to see what Robin's all about and, how it kind of stacks up. I personally did not have any Robin figures from the past. I was very tempted to get them. They did look really nice, but again, I remember these joints being very brittle, especially look how small his feet and legs are. It was kind of hard to stand. And remember, they would come with those display stands if you did have them back in the day. But the package presentation of this figure is phenomenal. It really does have just such a nice premium feel to it. You'll see all the accessories that do come included as far as interchangeable hands, the pieces for the Condiment King as well. You got the awesome animated series logo for a Batman here on the bottom. You got the image here, build the Condiment King. On the top of the box, you'll see the Batman logo, McFarlane logo as well. On the side, you'll see just the nameplate. We'll flip it over. I know it's a little tight to squeeze it in here. This is a pretty big size box. Get the awesome image of Robin on the other side. We will also flip it just so you get a full view of it here within this camera. On the back, you'll have the pieces to collect and build the Condiment King. Again, I don't even really remember the Condiment King, to be honest, so I don't really have that sentimental vibe to build him, but I do have that feel for this Robin. I want to crack him out of the packaging and see what this figure's all about. Taking a quick look at all the accessories that are included with this Robin figure. So you do get the lower torso for your Condiment King to complete that build. You can see the kind of cell shading going down the leg and on the inside here. These nice white pointy shoes. They are double jointed knees. You can see that, but I will say I've noticed that the hip joints are really loose on mine. I don't know if it's just my Build-A-Figure part, but you guys can see that there. These are very flimsy. This kind of have this diaper kind of look to it. Personally, I have no desire to build this character, so I don't know what I'm doing with these Build-A-Figure parts, but they are included with this figure. But let's kind of zoom in and take a quick close look at all the other parts. Additionally, the other piece you get, I believe this is like a port of the cables for his backpack or something to that nature for your Condiment King. So that is included with that. Robin does come with a bunch of interchangeable hands. So you do get a set of open hands here with the green gloves. You do get a set of fisted hands. The figure itself comes with two sets of more open, like grappling hands. And just like Batman, you get a molded grappling gun hand for your Robin figure. And lastly, the awesome trading cards that McFarlane does include. Very vintage looking. You get the image of Robin here, Batman Animated Series. If you guys want to take a look at the read-up on the back, you can pause the video to take a look and read this right now. So here we have our animated Robin out of the packaging. I'll be honest, in the box, this figure looked really small. Once you get him out of the packaging, he looks even smaller. And just take a look at the arms. They look a little unproportional to me. I don't know if it's my eyes, but they look to be a little bit on the long side for a figure that's such a small figure in stature. And here's one thing I'm going to point out right away. And I went and looked on other people's socials to see if this was maybe an error on mine, but it did not seem to be the case. A lot of people seem to have this issue. I don't know if anyone had noticed it, but if you look on his inner elbows, you'll notice the the joints are not painted. They look like they're white. There's no like actual skin tone painting over them. You can see even on mine here, it looks like the paint is kind of chipping a little bit. Look at even like above the R. It looks like a dog chewed on this, man. It's just like really poor quality. It's a $30 figure. This wasn't cheap, right? Like I could go get Mattel Ultimates for $32.99, and they're some of the most articulated, detailed figures, tons of accessories. You gave me a small bunch of interchangeable tiny hands, a shitty paint job for the most part of what it looks like. Because, I mean, even look at this toon shading. And I'm going to go all out on this. I don't care, man. It's just like, I'm very disappointed with this figure. You can see it on his face. It looks like he's got face paint on. It doesn't even look like an animated figure. You can see the shading on his lower legs. It looks like he pissed his pants. I hate to say it, but once you look at it, you can't unsee it. It looks like he peed his pants and it just went all the way down his leg. It's not doing it. The effects just don't look nice on this figure. It does feel very fragile and flimsy in hand. I mean, look how small his feet are. I mean, if you guys want to do some quick articulation, the head fully rotates. Goes down about that much. Goes up a decent amount, a lot more than Batman. The arms, do you go out about that much? This seems like it's going to snap. I'll be honest with you guys. It's just very stiff on the actual shoulder joints. There is no bicep cut. You do get a single jointed elbow here. There is there forearm rotation? There is a little forearm rotation. The hands do fully rotate. They do hinge. But again, it just, look at that. I feel like this paint is flaking off even more just by moving it. Yeah, just so disappointing, man. Legs go about that much. You get single jointed knees. There is a boot cut. The feet do go up and down. He can do the splits about that far. There is a waist swivel. There obviously is no ab crunch with this. You'll see how the cape kind of drapes over the other shoulder, so obviously limited articulation there as well. You guys want to take a look underneath? I mean, even look at this, man. Like, just sloppy paint marks on the back of the forearm. You can see, look, again, I don't know. It looks like someone just put this figure through the ringer. Like, what's the deal with it? Why are there so many marks on it? The scan itself is okay. I feel like without the cell shading, it would have looked a little better, but all in all, I am not digging this figure at all. So moving on to some comparisons. On the right here, we have one of my favorite release McFarlanes of the year. We have the Tim Drake Robin. Absolutely love the red and green kind of paint design versus this animated series here on the left. To give you some scaling visuals, I wanted to bring a few different Marvel Legends figures. So if you are new to the McFarlane line or the animated series line, you can kind of see how this figure stacks up versus other figures in your collection. So on the left, we have a Marvel Legends Wolverine. And on the right, we have a Marvel Legends Spider-Man. And lastly, we have a few different Batmans from the animated series. So on the left, the same figure from this set, you do get the cell-shaded Batman figure. And you can see Robin does actually scale with him really nicely. I will say that. On the right, we have the DC Direct version. Personally, like I said in my prior video, I just think this figure looks a lot cleaner without all that cell shading. I really do dig this version a lot more than the McFarlane ones. If you guys are enjoying this video review, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to turn on those notification bells to stay tuned to the newest action figure reviews here on my channel. As far as this Robin figure goes, I think you guys know where I lie. The figure itself just feels very cheap and very, not well put together. I don't like the cell shading at all, especially on Robin. Like I said, look at his tights. I mean, it just looks like he wet himself. The joints feel cheap. They didn't even paint the joints on the elbows, which the paint is already chipping after a few movements. The arm pretty much is useless here. You gotta like pick up the cape and move it so you can articulate the arm, but then the cape just kind of drapes over him and just doesn't sit flush. It just doesn't look right. Don't spend your hard-earned money on this figure. This was $30, man. Like, you can go out there and get some pretty badass figures for that price, more bang for your buck. They just missed the mark on not only this figure, and I'm going to talk to both these figures. I feel like they missed the mark on this whole set. I mean, I didn't pick up Mr. Freeze or Scarecrow, and I'm glad I did it. And I think, personally, I'm out on this line. I was excited when it was first announced. I pre-ordered it, and I said, you know what? I don't need them. I have this version. I feel like this Batman is the best one that there was made so far. I don't think these were going to, really compare to it. Then I saw it in stores. I got excited. I saw Todd McFarlane talking about them at the Toy Fair. I was like, all right, I'll give them a shot, right? I mean, they weren't pricey at $30, but there's no way I'm going to continue with this line. I thought, hey, maybe if the Joker came out, I can kind of dip my toes in and get a few different other figures. I'll get the Joker, maybe I'll get Batgirl, I'll get Jim Gordon. I'm done, man. There's no way I'm going to spend $30 for figures that are this poorly done, poorly designed. I don't like the cell shading at all. So that's my opinion. And if you guys want to disagree, more power to you, more respect. I love hearing other people's opinions. This is just kind of how I feel as a collector. I'm going to take my $30 and go buy a Mattel Ultimate. I'm going to go buy a Jazzwares Supreme figure for like $10-12 more. It's just not worth the money to me to sit here and have these fragile figures that I'm worried about articulating and are just really going to be statues. Because I will say the joints really do feel stiff and tight, and I just feel like they're going to snap. But anyways, that's my review on these figures. I hope you guys have enjoyed. Let me know. Again, comment down below. Let me know what you guys think. If you do have it, what is your opinion of these figures? Will you continue to get them? Are you excited for them? Are you not excited? But anyways, before you go, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and TikTok at AlexWestCollects. I will catch you all on the next video review.